Hi guys, hi there, how are all of you? I hope you all are fine. Well, my name is Yusuf and I'm back on Yusuf Reacts. Well guys, today I'm back with again a very interesting movie review for you people. And the movie that I'm going to be talking about is going to be about DC. And this movie is something that has been again at the talk of the town, and everyone who is there is really excited as far as this movie is concerned, especially the ones who are really excited in superhero movies. Well, the movie that I'm going to be talking about, this is going to be the next installment as far as the movie of Shazam is concerned. I hope you guys remember that we talked about a particular kid who got the superpowers, and eventually the guy was known as Shazam. Now this time, what do we guys tend to see? The movie that I'm going to be discussing is going to be the second installment of that particular movie. The first one obviously was nice. It had a lot of humor, it had a lot of flair into it, and we really enjoyed it. And at the end we also got a slight sort of a glimpse of Superman in it. Now obviously his face was not visible, but we did so. Anyhow, in this one, what is going to be the second installment is going to offer us a bit more into the character. Not only the character Shazam himself, but we come across his foster children who were there along with him. They also are going to now face the wrath. Now what basically is the title of the movie? That is the most important question that is there. The movie's name is going to be Shazam, Fury of Gods. Now if we see one thing up, then we can clearly see that the word gods over here signifies a lot of things that are there. Because of the fact, when we talk about the word gods, we can clearly see that now we are going to see some extra more superpowers that are going to be there, which are going to be even more powerful than Shazam and his co-fellows. And that is what we guys are going to see. We're going to see what, a trio of three goddesses who are going to be there, and they're back on this particular planet to regain their powers. Now on one hand, we guys see this thing up that Shazam along with his fellows and foster children are the ones who are struggling with their powers, because of the fact, if we see this thing up, eventually they are kids themselves, but because of the fact that eventually when they get converted into those superheroes, they eventually tend to grow up and each and everything in stature and stuff, but from inside their heart is of a kid. Now that is something which is really there. If I recall this thing up, now this is something that I remember that, like, when I used to be someone who used to be really fond of watching Thundercats, the same problem was there with Lino, because of the fact that eventually he also had grown in stature and stuff, but his mind was of a kid. And same, if we come back over here, we can clearly see this thing up that whenever we talk about Shazam, the same problem is there, not only with him but with his fellows also. So over here they are struggling with themselves because they are having fight with their ego, how to overcome those particular elements, how to behave as a superhero and stuff. But when these trio of goddesses arrive, they eventually want to reclaim the powers that are there with them. Now this is something which adds a bit more flair into the topic, because this is something that is quite interesting over here. Why is it quite interesting? That is the next question. Well, this is quite interesting because of one very important reason, and the reason that is there is this, that this trio actually is the one which really has a lot to offer here. And why am I saying it has a lot to offer here? Because of the fact they claim that the powers that are there with Shazam and his fellows are once those powers that were taken from them, and they want to regain their powers back. And that is where the things eventually tend to boil up, because of the fact they don't want to submit their powers. Why would someone even want to submit their powers? And eventually this is the thing that eventually tends to move on, and that is how the things eventually go along as far as this whole movie is concerned. At the end of it, now they have to fight. And that is what the twist is. So the fight that is going to be there is going to be epic as usual, and that fight eventually now is not only for the sake of defending their powers, at the same time they have to defend the planet. That's what superheroes do. So this is what the whole plot of the movie Shazam and the Fury of Gods is concerned. I think that it is going to be something that is going to be really interesting. This time we guys clearly are seeing one thing up, that like there are a lot of things that DC is tending to offer, but I don't know how things are eventually going to go along, especially looking at what has been going on as far as the character of Superman is concerned, and so many other things are concerned. So let's see how things eventually go along. But this is the second installment that DC has to offer for this particular time. I hope you guys like the review. Thank you very much for your time, guys. Do subscribe to the channel, do like it, comment it, share it, and I'll catch up with you guys again. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye.